I'm Bertie Brits, and I want to welcome you as we're going to walk through Galatians verse by verse. I want to give a short introduction to Galatians. Galatians was a letter written to Gentile people that lived in what today is called Turkey, the southern part of Turkey. And the churches in Galatia was basically started by the Apostle Paul, and he did that with a lot of love and passion in his heart. And now, after he has left, we find some people that came to Judaize or come to Judify, if you want to call it like that, the churches in Galatia, and that brings great concern to the Apostle Paul. Because according to Paul, there was power in the resurrection of Jesus, and in the mind of Paul, he sits with a logic and an understanding that the old age has passed away, and that we are now in the age to come, that there is a new kingdom, that there is a new way of doing, wherein both Jew and Gentile is part of this new way. And inside that kingdom is the power of God unto a brand new life. And in the old, it is not. In the old system, it is a system of destruction, a system where the fruit of the flesh comes forth, where there is no life. And what he wants to do is, he doesn't want the people in Galatia to go back to the old way of doing, because it can greatly harm them. And from this passion, Paul comes and he defends himself as well as the gospel. He explains the gospel again, and he also in depth explains where he got the gospel and why he preaches this. There was things said about Paul, things like Paul came up to Jerusalem and that he got the gospel, the true gospel, from the people in Jerusalem, and that he actually didn't have a good understanding and a good grasp on it, and that's why he came to the churches in Galatia and he preached a watered down, not really fully true gospel, and that the people now came from the Jews, from it seems in the letter as some of them were like Christians coming from the mother church. Now, Paul doesn't say that directly, but we can think that there were Jewish believers that were actually walking in some form closely to Paul, that then came in and said, well, we know Paul, we know he doesn't have the right understanding, and that he didn't preach it as it is supposed to be. And then they come in with circumcision as well as the teachings of Moses, and that had to be kept by the Gentiles. Paul comes and he explains where he got the gospel, how he got the gospel, what was the foundation of his hermeneutical approach to Scripture, and why he saw things the way he saw it. And he was in defense of himself as a person, explaining who and what he was, and the truthfulness of his own heart, as well as re-establishing what the gospel is, in a great concern for the well-being of the churches in Galatia. Now, let us get right into chapter 1.